Video will drill words and phrases from Magnum Steno, Chapter 53. They are in no particular, they're in randomized order and at no particular speed. Ready? Begin. Yes, he was. Have you done? Relevance. Email address. Yes or no? Yes, I did. Exhibit number. Yeah. Same day. Do you have anything else? What happened after that? Before school. My friends. He testified earlier. Your Honor. Calling for sure. Do you have children? Are you presently employed? To the best of your recollection. It seemed to me. Let me ask you this. Hand you. Where were you? Does he have any? Show you. Are you employed? Would you spell? At school. I hand you. Relevance. Full-time job. What do you? I can't describe. After school. You may answer. Characterize. Do you have anything else? Your name is. Mischaracterization. Middle school. Have you taken? To the best of your ability. Where do you live? Pardon me. What did you see? Address. I can't explain. With whom? Destination. For whom? Do you have any children? First name. In conjunction with. Do you agree? Home address. Showing you. Your address. Sexual harassment. I can't explain. Who did you see? I hand you. Not to my knowledge. Current address. Not to my recollection. Right next to. I testified. Could you describe? Not that I can think of. What happened next? The best of your recollection. And what happened? How do you know? What do you? She agrees. How do you explain? The best of your knowledge. How do you know this? Do you have anything? Not that I remember. Does he have any? Take a break. Parallel. Assumes facts not in evidence. Right next to the. On or about. Objecting. Curfew. No, I did not. Verbatim. My recollection. Pardon me. Harassment. To your knowledge. What happened next? It seems to me. Did you have any? Relevance. I show you. Could you explain? My testimony. Are you married? Day or night? For about. I didn't explain. Deposition. Right next to. You may answer. State your full name for the record. Would you please? Did you agree? Your Honor. Middle name. Current address. Law school. High school. To the best of my knowledge. Under the circumstances. The best of your recollection. It seems to be. To the best of my recollection. Name and address. For whom? Badgering. Are you currently employed? Cause of action. Street address. Due process. Seem to be. When you testified. Yes, I am. I observed. She agreed. Are you aware of? On the record. Hearsay. Admissible. Do you agree? First name. Your job. No, I did not. In your own words. Before school. Harass. Did she tell? Would you please? From school. Huh? You have no idea. The best of my recollection. And what happened next? For how long? Right next to. That document. Not that I recall. My friends. Seems to be. Can you identify? Uh-oh. This job. What do you? He agrees. Could you describe? State your full name and address. Estranged. I couldn't explain. Did you observe? What did you see? Do you agree? What do you do for a living? When you testified earlier. Law school. Not that I know of. Can you identify? State your name. And then what happened? For whom? First name. Middle name. Due process. For how long? Yes, I do. What's your address? How do you explain? To the best of your recollection. He testified earlier. Object. Are you presently employed? Not that I'm aware of. I agree. Would you please? Are you currently employed? Not that you know of. Home address. In my opinion. Do you have an opinion? And then what happened next? We agreed. Not to my knowledge. Her name. Show us. What's your address? You have no idea. Your name is. Let me ask you this. I noticed. Bachelor's degree. Not that I can think of. We agreed. Part-time job. Is it fair to say? Business address. You observed. Did you observe? How did you do? What do you mean? Correct me if I'm wrong. What is your occupation? Do you have any? Why do you think? How do you know that? What is your occupation? Eyewitness. Elementary school. Do you have anything else? At school. Her job. On or about. I have no idea. How did you see? I take it. What do you mean? For a living. Zip code. I pass the witness. In your mind, would you describe? Do you live? Argumentative. Mr. and Mrs. Verbatim. For school. Repetitious. What did you say? This day. Familiar with. Master's degree. No, I don't. Grade school. Seems to be. Characterize. Discovery. Sitting down. Object to form. Home address. Weekday. Hand you. Sit down. In your opinion, sexual harassment calls for a legal conclusion. Not to my knowledge. How did you do? Can you spell? And what happened next? Your job. Mr. and Mrs. Seemed to be. Is it your testimony? By whom? The day before. State your full name and address. How do you think? How many children do you have? When you testified earlier, day before, calls for. State your full name and address for the record. Present address. 3 children. Not that I can recall. This job. What did you see? How do you know? Where were you? Would you please? What happened after that? What do you? Right next to thee. Not that I can remember. Do you have an opinion? Not that I'm aware of. Were you familiar with? I have no idea. Lack of foundation. Date of birth. When he testified. Prejudicial. Objection. He agrees. What do you mean by that? 4 children. And then what happened next? Street address. Then what happened?